taking refuge in my dozer. Fire is approaching me from the east. I'm in a field, light flashy fuels. Fire is going to be upon me in about 1 to 5 minutes. I'm in need of air support and I'm currently alone. I will call you when conditions warrant.
We still need to make sure we're even able to film. I need to confirm with Mike, but we'll film the intro right now. Today we're coming to you from Camp Pendleton, just north of San Diego, California, south of Los Angeles, California. It's a huge Marine Corps base. And what's going on today, why we're here, is that CALFIRE, the fire agency for the state of California, does dozer training every year out here, and they practice cutting fire breaks with their fire dozers before fire season ramps up. Right now it's early April, everything's still nice and green, life's good, but as the summer rolls on, as everything dries out, the fires start to ramp up across the state of California. As probably everybody's seen on the news, on the internet, the fire seasons of the past few years have been pretty rough, so these guys get real busy. So they take 2 weeks out here to practice cutting fire breaks. These are all machines that CAL FIRE or other state agencies own in the state of California. And basically, to explain what a fire break is, it is a line that they cut into the earth that is free of fuel vegetation, so that the fire, it breaks the fire. The fire can't jump this line and continue. It stops the fire's momentum by cutting the fuel off. A lot of these guys are seasoned operators, some of them are not, so it's a little bit of everything out here. They go during the day, we're here in the morning, and then they also go at night. I came out here last year to see this exact same thing, and it's awesome. So should be a super good morning, and I'm excited to see what we can check out. All right, just to provide everybody a brief update, we did the safety meeting. We got another dozer pulling up here. They're reviewing a few different tasks, like we just went over what it takes to winch something. These guys, they don't get a lot of hours in a machine. When you're working for a grading contractor, you're getting 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 hours in your machine every year. These guys get maybe 100, maybe 200 hours in a given year. This is a big week for them because it gives them a lot of time to do things like practicing how to use the winch, for example. And there's a right way to use a winch and a wrong way to use a winch. So we're gonna check out, I'm not sure what's going on now, but once they're done here, they're gonna start cutting the fire breaks.
If you guys haven't seen this before and you're wondering why you pushed up a pile of dirt and put the blade on top of it and rev the engine up, all of our dozers have a pusher fan on it. It doesn't suck air through the radiator, it pushes it out through the radiator. So by digging that trench and putting your blade up on top of that berm and idling up at least a half idle or full throttle, you're creating a barrier for that radiant heat to go around you instead of going right through the middle of your cab. So that air is pushing up and right over the top of your cab, which means the radiant heat's doing the same thing. So you're trying to keep all the radiant heat off the cab of the dozer.
Does everybody understand the blade goes towards the heat? Yes, when possible, right? When possible. So do you guys have fire on the left or fire on the right, whatever the situation is going to be today, where you are at on the field break or in the middle of the brush, right? Think about that. What's going to be your maximum survivability point, right? Is it in the tractor? Is it out of the tractor? If the scenario is where you break down, right? Think about this. If you're in a tender or not, right? If there's another tender next to you that's still running available, maybe you can hop in that tender and get up on top of the hill in a wide spot that's open, right? Think about that kind of stuff. Think about what resources you have, and remember, whatever your escape route's going to be is always to your slowest vehicle, right? If that's a dozer or if that's somebody on foot or whatever it's going to be, think about that as well too.
While he's inside, he's going to take his shroud down, put a shroud on, make sure his goggles are on, put his wildland gloves on, make sure no skin showing, full PPE while we're in the tractor.
Throttle up and AC on.
Throttle up, AC on, you heard the rock alarm, all the lights are on, there's a strobe, you got to turn the strobe on just to help aircraft see us. And obviously the rock alarm for anybody that's around that can hear where we're at. That's kind of what we expect from you guys when you're out on the line and you get into those scenarios. Push the berm up, that's towards the fire in front coming at him. Any questions?
What do you do with your swamper?
Well, if your swamper's with you, either he can get in the shelter or jump in the cab with you. You know, some cabs are smaller, you know, different sizes. Some swampers are bigger. It all just depends on the situation. If you guys were listening to the radio, he said he was alone, so he didn't have a swamper with him. But if there's anybody on the ground, you know, if there's, you know, you're probably not going to get 4 or 5 people in there, so they're going to have their shelters.
Can we put anybody underneath the dozer?
If you think, yeah. Just make sure you're communicating that.
I know they used to train it, now they don't. They don't want anybody under there.
So, someone was saying they're doing that again now.
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah, so I don't know.
All right, they've been rolling for a while now. We checked out one group, 5 dozers over there. Now we're with another 5 or 6 dozers. This is San Bernardino County and CAL FIRE out here. So we're up in the hills of the base, Camp Pendleton, and this is what the fire break looks like. So it's basically 20, 30 yards wide of just straight soil without vegetation on it. So that fire, if there is a fire on this side, it can burn up to here and can't jump and go into that part of the property as well. Spectacular. This is so cool. So cool. I'm a huge fan of what's happening right now. So we just wrapped up out here. It's about 11 in the morning. We got a jet. I wish I could spend all day out here because it's just absolutely fantastic. Hopefully we got some good footage and good explanation from the guys because they can explain this all day long. But we have a meeting that we got to run to. So we're out of here. Fire training 2022 CAL FIRE interagency at Camp Pendleton. It's a treat. Thanks to my friend Mike for getting us out here 2nd year in a row. I hope we make it a 3rd year next year as well. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys in the next one. Stay dirty, everybody.